Hey guys, this is Aronius with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Some unfortunate news. I made a couple of videos over the past day and I come to find out my microphone wasn't working. So I've had a ton of issues recently with my microphone, so I need to get a new one. For now I'm just using my default microphone, so sorry if the sound quality is not that great. However, I did also pull 3 void shards as well, and unlucky for me, I didn't pull anything great anyways. Still haven't pulled a void legendary, still haven't pulled a man-eater other than my skull crown. So I've pulled 2 skull crowns. Skull crown's an amazing champion and I've used her virtually everywhere. She's my campaign farmer. She's extremely strong, so like if I go to my affinity, I can't forget, I also pulled a Cold Heart and I pulled a Madame Ceres, but Madame Ceres I pulled a long time ago, and so I just totally forgot that I even use her so often, especially in Arena. So these are the voids that I've pulled. I've pulled 2 Cold Hearts, alright, and if I pull another one I'm going to keep a 3rd Cold Heart, but you know, here's basically what I pulled for voids. I just pulled a void today as well, which was in my video, but because my microphone wasn't working, of course, you weren't able to see that. I also pulled an Amarantine skeleton today, which we all know that he's terrible. And then, of course, this is a fragment guy. Arbiter's from the missions. So, and then Visix, she's from the missions as well, or actually, no, login rewards. So I think you get her at day like 180. And then I did pull an Umbral Enchantress a couple of videos ago, so go ahead and check out that video. It'll probably be linked above, or you can see the video at the, you can just kind of browse through my videos as well. So if you guys do watch my videos, it'd be great if you guys could subscribe to the channel. It would really help me out. It's free to subscribe, and then I can create other content that you're interested in. Definitely leave some comments down below and what you'd be interested in. Right now I'm kind of just working on my faction wars as a free-to-play player, so I'm sort of, I guess you could say that I'm endgame because I've done all the missions, Arbiter missions. I've completed all my my quests. I've completed all the challenges. So now it's a matter of Doom Tower and faction wars. So currently I'm trying to work on Lizardmen. I did get past stage 14, 15, and then 16 I 1-starred it. That was on manual, or else I would have died. And you know, I really want to try to get that to 21. You know, I do have a decent Lizardmen team, so I'll show you real quick who I've been using. So I do have here Jareg as the champion who's got the ally HP in all battles for the aura by 33%. Jareg's a carry. He does place protection on your team, so I highly recommend using him. I also have Metal Shaper. The only reason why I have Metal Shaper ranked 6, level 60, is because he helps out in Scarab Doom Tower boss, and he's very fast, so I think I have mine at around like 210 speed, 205 speed. I could get him faster, decent defense, really good resistance, so he's good on normal Doom Tower Scarab. I also have Rosin, another fragment fusion type champion that you can get in the game. He's a really good legendary champion, great for this faction Crypt. I also have one of the champions that you get in the beginning of the game, Jizo. So he does have a counterattack that he can place on one of your champions, and then he grants an extra turn. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense, but he places a shield, so it's weird that it's proportionate to the champion's defense. I don't know why it wouldn't be based off of HP, but hey, it is what it is. So my Jizo has 2300 defense, 23,000 HP. I want to get his HP higher, but that just involves me re-gearing him. I just don't want to re-gear him right now because re-gearing costs a lot. I also have another person who I have here, another fusion that you can do. It's free to play fusion champion, Broadmaw. And in order to fuse him, all you need to do is go over here to the portal, go to fusion, and then boom, you can fuse Relic Keeper, you can fuse Broadmaw, and then at the top you'll see Rosin. Once you fuse Rosin one time, you can't fuse him again. But Broadmaw, it requires void champions in order to fuse them. Now you can actually get from a fragment summon a couple of void champions. You can get Huntress and you can also get Bloodhorn. So if I wanted to make a second Broadmaw for myself, you go right over here. So I've got this person and this person here. You can actually get these fragments from Arena. So if you go to Tag Team Arena in the Bazaar and you slide over, it's 150 gold bars to get 10 fragments. So 10 times 150 is going to be 1500. So I could get this champion in 10 days. However, if that's what you guys want to do, but it's really up to you what you want to do. You can also, if you get lucky and summon one of them from a void shard, then you can just throw them right in. And you have to make sure that you get them ascended to the 3rd ascension and level 30 before you can fuse this guy. Now Broadmaw didn't used to be like a really good champion until they've done an update on him. I think they changed his moves now. I just forget what his moves were before. He does have a 35% chance to place a freeze debuff for 1 turn. I think this freeze chance was a lot lower before maybe. But that's not bad. 35% chance to freeze an enemy, which halts them in their place. I put Broadmaw in a frost set. You don't have to do this. If you want to keep him alive even longer, you can put him in a regen set. You can put him in an immortal set, and he would do really well. And then he does have the resurrecting 2 random dead allies with 25% HP and places a block damage buff on them when they're revived for 1 turn, and it drops down to 4 turn cooldown. And then he also increases the crit rate and speed of all allies for 2 turns, also fills their turn meters by 15%. I think this move was just the allies for 2 turns. I don't think they had this fills turn meter before, and I think they just added this to his kit. And then for Aura, for faction crypts, he has a defense by 33%, which is huge. So you can put him in the lead, and that would help your Lizardmen faction crypt tremendously. I actually might go ahead and see, because right now I have Jareg in the lead with HP, which is awesome. I don't think it's going to help if I put him in the lead, but let's see. I'll try it out, and I'll probably just speed this up so you guys don't really have to watch this, because a lot of this, I'll put it in auto just to see how they do, and see if maybe they get a faster time than what I had. So as you can see, you want to get, in Faction Wars, you want to make sure you're getting a lot of CC champions, especially if you're trying to progress further and further, because as you get further and further, the waves can start to CC you, and it becomes a huge pain once they get a turn. So you want to make sure that you're constantly decreasing their attack, provoking them, freezing them, stunning them, putting them to sleep, to make sure that they're not attacking you and they're not CCing you first. So let's see how it goes. Another thing is, Lizardmen, they don't really have very strong champions unless you have legendaries, or you use, I mean, they do have okay attack champions. There's maybe 1 or 2 epics that are really strong, but mainly used for like a CC. One of them has an attacks all enemies. I forget what his name is, but I can show you him after this run. Yeah, so this is kind of it's a long battle, and you know, I put my Metal Shaper with a lot of crit rate and a little bit of crit damage because he actually does a decent amount of damage. Now I wouldn't say it's an insane amount of damage, it's decent. So if you want to maximize your amount of output on damage, make sure you're putting some of your champions in as much crit rate and as much crit damage as possible without sacrificing too much defense or HP. So far the run's going well, and the reason why is because you got Metal Shaper who's putting on shields and healing up your team. You've got Jareg who puts on the ally protection, and then he also puts on a continuous heal on your champions. I think his continuous heal is like a passive, so anytime one of your champions is attacked and they lose a certain amount of HP, he puts a continuous heal on them, which is really nice. And the only person really you don't want dying in Faction Wars is your reviver. So make sure your reviver is pretty fast so they can continuously take turns. A couple of sets, another set you could put on a reviver, not just a regen set, but you can also put a relentless set on your revivers, because if your revivers have relentless, they're going to keep on getting extra turns, which will cycle around back to their revival ability as quickly as possible. And then that person's going to revive your fallen attackers so they can continue to output damage. So far the run's going well. I'm probably just going to go ahead and speed this up for you guys so that way you don't have to watch the rest of this. Alright, so there you have it. So we did end up winning towards the end there. Full auto. Surprised that I actually got that. It probably was because off screen, I think this morning I was upgrading some artifacts. Upgrading artifacts is extremely important for your champions to be able to beat these faction war stages on auto. And because I made my Broadmaw a little bit stronger and tankier, people weren't targeting my Broadmaw, so if anybody did happen to die, my Broadmaw would have been able to pick them up. I'm actually going to go ahead and see if I can beat stage 17 as well, but let's see. I'll come back to you guys to see if I do end up beating this stage. I don't know if I will with all the block damage that goes on here, but we'll try it out anyways. Alright, so it looks like this one we're probably going to lose because of the bombs. You know, player versus player, it's not as great, but PvE, for some reason, the bombs do an insane amount of damage. So I'm definitely not going to win this one, I don't think. Yeah, the bomb's going to kill me. Yep, I'm going to get wrecked by those bombs. So this is definitely a loss. We'll take that loss. And I'll basically have to just keep leveling up my Broadmaw. I'll have to get him to a much higher level. I gotta rank him up as well. So I'm gonna wait till tomorrow, because tomorrow the new dungeon opens up for Void. So I need to start farming the Void Keep some more, get my Broadmaw ranked to rank 6 at some point, and then I'll continue to work on the Arcane Keep as well, get some more Arcane Potions as well. So if you guys are interested in videos like this on Faction Wars, also I do believe that team is pretty free-to-play friendly, because they're all fusions, and a couple of them, the only one that would be hard to get personally is probably Jareg from pulling shards. But for everything else, I mean, pretty free-to-play friendly for the most part. You know, it's all epics and one legendary, Rosin, which you can fuse yourself, and then Metal Shaper, who you can just pull shards, mystery shards for. And then as however many Metal Shapers you get, just throw the Metal Shapers right into him. He's not the greatest champion. Personally, I'm probably going to switch him out. I'm probably going to switch him out for, let's see, to help there. Let's see who's good. This guy right here. This is the guy I was talking about before, Basilisk. I just forgot his name, but Basilisk, if I can rank him up and then upgrade him, get him some better gear. This gear is kind of crap. Honestly, this is all old gear that I just threw on him. Crit rate. This is a decent piece with crit damage, speed, resistance, and accuracy. Crit damage, speed, and accuracy. Speed. But this accuracy piece I only put on him because of the speed and attack. Honestly, for his moves, let me just take a look again. Places a 20% increased attack on this champion for 2 turns if it's critical. That's pretty good. Attacks one enemy, places a stun for 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown if you book him out. Revives his champion with 30% HP when killed and places a block damage buff, and that books down to 6 turns. So he'll be my attack build. I'm probably going to actually switch this all out and likely put him in a stun set because he attacks all enemies on his A1. And I think Basilisk will be someone who will get me all the way to stage 20 just because of how much CC he's going to provide. I don't have any masteries on him yet too, so it does take a long time to get those masteries to upgrade and rank them up, because if you're free to play, you don't have the luxury of purchasing chickens, and it just takes more of your time. So I'll be working on that. I'm hoping to get my undead hordes to at least 60 stars on the Faction Wars map, and then I'm hoping to beat the Dark Elf Crypt within the next week or two. Stay tuned for that, and I'll show some more videos on that as well. Again, thank you for watching. If you've watched this far, please leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's really going to help me out. Also to bring newer, fresher content to you guys. I really want to know what you guys are looking for. Thanks for watching, and take care.